Welcome back to Thai Movie Recap, where we dive deep into Thailand's most haunting and sometimes weirdly funny horror stories. Tonight, we're not just visiting a haunted apartment, we're moving in. This is Buppha Rahtree, a film that took Thai horror in a completely new direction. Part ghost story, part satire, and part tragic love story that just refuses to die. So, turn off the lights and listen closely, because in room 609, someone's still waiting. The Girl in Room 609. Our story begins in a worn-down apartment building somewhere in Bangkok, the kind of place where every hallway smells like instant noodles and cigarette smoke. Here, in Room 609, lives a quiet young woman named Buppha. She's reserved, polite, the kind of girl who keeps her eyes on the floor. No one really knows her story, but then a new tenant moves in, Ake, a spoiled university student from a wealthy family. He's young, cocky, and he's never had to earn a thing in his life. When he first sees Buppha, he laughs to his friends. She's kind of cute in that quiet type of way. At first, it's just flirtation, a game. But soon, Ake becomes obsessed. He starts visiting her room more and more, bringing her flowers, food, and movies. And Buppha, shy, lonely Buppha, starts to open up. They share meals, they laugh, they even watch horror movies together. And one night, they sleep together. For Buppha, it's love. For Ake, it's just a story to brag about. The next day, he tells his friends at a bar, laughing, "She was so easy. Just a quiet girl from the apartment. I didn't even have to try." And as his friends cheer him on, a girl nearby overhears, and word spreads. By the time it gets back to Buppha, it's too late. Heartbreak and betrayal. Buppha's world collapses. She stops eating, stops smiling. When she goes outside, people whisper behind her back. The neighbors avoid her. Ake, realizing she's hurt, tries to avoid her too. Then, one day, she knocks on his door. Her eyes are red from crying. She asks softly, "Ake, did you really tell them?" He hesitates. "It was just a joke, Buppha. Don't take it so seriously." Her face falls. That night, she disappears. For days, no one hears from her. The neighbors complain of a foul smell from room 609. The building manager finally breaks the door open and finds Buppha's body, hanging from the ceiling fan. But that's not where the story ends. That's where it begins. The haunting begins. Soon after Buppha's death, strange things start happening in the building. Lights flicker, doors slam shut. Tenants complain of someone crying in the middle of the night. Ake tries to ignore it, until one night he hears a familiar voice whisper, "Ake." He turns around and sees her. Pale, barefoot, her head slightly tilted, her eyes empty. "You promised you'd never leave me." Ake collapses, screaming. The next morning, his body is found, his face twisted in terror, eyes wide open, as if he'd seen something unspeakable. From that day on, room 609 becomes a legend. No one wants to live there, but the landlord, desperate for rent, keeps renting it out. And every new tenant meets Buppha. The new tenants. A new couple moves in, a young man and woman who think the stories are just superstitions. At first, things seem normal. Then, they hear someone laughing in the bathroom. The lights flicker. They find lipstick marks on the mirror, even though the girlfriend doesn't use lipstick. One night, the man wakes up to see someone sitting at the edge of the bed, long hair covering her face. He blinks, and she's gone. The next morning, the couple moves out, terrified. The landlord sighs, "I told them, don't open the bathroom door at night." Comedy in the dark. This is where the movie flips, from pure horror into dark comedy. A group of gangsters rent the building as a hideout. They don't believe in ghosts, until one night their leader goes missing after using the toilet. When the others check, they find him sitting perfectly still, eyes wide, face pale. He's dead. Then the toilet lid opens by itself. The gang freaks out, running in all directions. They shoot at shadows, scream at reflections. It's chaos. Bullets fly, toilets explode. The landlord yells, "Stop! You're damaging the property!" It's the kind of absurd humor only Thai cinema can pull off. A haunting that's both scary and hilarious. But beneath all the laughter, Buppha's sadness still lingers. The medium arrives desperate. The landlord hires a famous spirit medium, a woman dressed in white with makeup too heavy for her age. She enters room 609 confidently, waving incense, shouting, "Spirit of Buppha, leave this place." For a moment, the air grows still. Then, the fan starts spinning by itself. The lights flicker. The medium's face twists. She gasps and starts speaking in another voice. "You all forgot me. You laughed at me. Why should I go? The medium collapses. When she wakes up, she's trembling. This spirit, she doesn't want to harm, she just doesn't want to be forgotten. Ake's return. Meanwhile, we learn Ake didn't die. Not completely. He's been in a coma in the hospital ever since the night he saw Buppha. When he finally wakes up, his family tells him what happened, how the apartment is cursed, how no one dares go near it. Ake cries silently. He wants to apologize. So one night, he returns to the building, walking slowly up the stairs to room 609. He whispers, "Buppha, I'm sorry." The room is cold. In the mirror, he sees her, standing behind him. "You came back." She smiles. Then she steps closer. "Stay with me." He hesitates, then nods. The next morning, the landlord finds the room empty. Only 2 shadows remain on the wall, as if someone had been standing there forever. The cycle continues. Months later, the building is sold. New tenants move in again. The landlord swears everything's been cleansed, but every so often, residents still hear soft humming from the 6th floor. And when they pass room 609, the door opens by itself. Inside, the air smells faintly of jasmine, and a karaoke machine plays by itself. Epilogue, the flower that never died. Host, gentle, reflective tone. Buppha Rahtree is more than a ghost story. It's a mirror, showing how cruelty and shame can haunt the living just as much as the dead. Buppha didn't become a ghost because she wanted revenge. She became one because no one cared. Because love, in her world, was just a cruel joke. And yet, through her haunting, she finally made everyone remember her name. Room 609 became legendary, not because of fear, but because it held the memory of a woman who simply wanted to be seen. Maybe that's what ghosts really are. The parts of us that can't let go. The tears we never cried. The apologies that never came. Buppha Rahtree, 2003, remains one of Thailand's most iconic horror films. A perfect blend of tragedy, humor, and haunting atmosphere. And if you ever find yourself in an old apartment hearing soft singing from the next room, don't open the door, because some stories should stay unfinished. Thank you for listening to Thai Movie Review and Spoil. This was a heavy one, a story that leaves you with a lot to think about. What are your thoughts on the film? Which scene has stayed with you all these years? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, goodbye.